Uh, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Bakarkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. And this is a news article from Yahoo.com by Brad Dress as of Tuesday, September 12th, 2023 at 9:33 a.m. from thehill.com, and it reads, China preparing for war with U.S. Air Force Secretary says. And Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall on Monday warned that China was building up its military to prepare for a potential war with the United States. And he said America must optimize its force to counter the rising threat. Speaking at the Air and Space Force Association Warfighter Symposium at the National Harbor, MD Kendall said the U.S. must be ready for a kind of war we have no modern experience with, though he stressed war is not inevitable. Our job is to deter that war and be ready to win if it occurs. Kendall says we all talking about the fact that the Air and Space Force must change, or we could fail to prevent a might even lose a war. Kendall said it is vital to prepare for war because China is developing its forces at a rapid pace, and it has created two new military branches, a force designed to carry aircraft carriers, airfields, and other critical assets, and strategic support service that works to achieve information dominance in the space and cyber dominance. The Air Force Secretary says China has been reoptimizing its force to great power competition and to prevail against the U.S. in the West Pacific over 20 years. China has been building a military capability specifically designed to achieve their national goals to do so. If opposed by the United States, he added, the U.S. and China relations have reached a low point, amending rising tensions over the self-governed island nation of Taiwan, which Beijing sees as a historical part of the mainland. The U.S. has warned that China President Xi Jinping may seize an island by force if necessary, and President Biden has repeatedly said the U.S. would send troops to help defend the island in such a scenario. Washington maintains informed ties with Taiwan, has provided advanced weaponry to the nation. Kendall joins other Pentagons and U.S. military officials in a warning of a potential war with China possibly in this decade. The Air Force and Space Force are incredibly capable, which needed to re-optimize the department for great power projection, for great powers competition, he said in his remarks. The war we need to be most ready for if we want to optimize our readiness to deter response to pacing challenge. It is not the type of conflict we have focused on for many years, he added. That's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. While we seeing the tensions are increasing between China and the United States over Taiwan, Beijing and Washington versus the United States over Taiwan, and then China versus the United States as tensions at an all-time high. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And this is part of wars and rumors of wars as well too. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this recent news article from The Hill, as it says, China preparing for war with U.S. Forces, Secretary says. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akarkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.